Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Jennifer Denny here.
This is Lorraine Ball, and in this video, we're going to talk about video. You know, it's so crazy because when we started doing social media, it was all about text. It was snappy little comments and short quips on Twitter, and then it became about pictures, and now it's really video.
It's definitely video. I think I didn't skip over the image thing. No, I was getting ready to say that. I was like, no, I didn't skip over that. But I mean, you and I, though, have been, I would say, pretty hardcore on video for several years. And so we have lots of video content.
It's funny because we started doing, when I was still running Round Peg, we started doing the Facebook Lives. And what I learned at that time is something that we definitely have carried over into this small biz chat, this idea that you create a regular program, consistent at a specific time. And it really does. I mean, we love it when you chat. If you've got a comment, go ahead and share it, ask a question. But the majority of our audience does not watch this live.
No, they don't. They watch it at a later time. But yeah, the consistency, it's like a radio show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're just going back to that. But the consistency for us is it creates a habit of, okay, we're going to talk this week. It's not like we can't talk. We'll find something to talk about. And we're creating this video and we're going live on multiple places. So what can we do with this video?
Absolutely. And, because a lot of our audience does not watch live, we put this video in places that they can find it later. We share it on our Facebook page. It's live on LinkedIn, but it continues to live. Oh, it's live on LinkedIn for me, but it continues to live there, and you can reshare it
I do on LinkedIn. I do it on Thursdays. I do a throwback, so I go back and download that video and re-upload it for Thursdays.
And I've started one of the things that we can do now is we push it live to YouTube. I don't know how many people are waking up and going, "Oh, I need to watch on YouTube," but that builds a channel that people can subscribe to on YouTube, and we're starting to get people picking it up there as well.
It's consistent. That same philosophy is true over on YouTube, having a consistent content that comes through. I don't know, people are spending 45 minutes a day at least on YouTube. So
it helps to be there. So, let's talk, because the theme of this video is this idea of creating reusable videos.
Right.
So let's talk about some of the tools that you use and that I use to create these videos that live in lots of different places.
Okay, so for me, I'm really big on the Reels thing right now. And so, I have all this video that is in this format and not in the necessarily Reels format that needs to be vertical. And, at first you'd be like, oh, I can't do that. I've got to shoot like specific video for these Reels. And that's not true. I have 3 years worth of videos that we've gone back, and maybe I did an hour-long show, or I did even a 15-minute show. I can chop that up into little tight size, 1-minute videos and reuse that in Reels and TikTok.
And you know what I have found, and it's easy because I started using Rush Premiere, but you can also do it with Canva. You import the video and it's shaped this way.
Right.
But then you can put a frame around it and just crop in on a piece of it. Sometimes your face gets a little too big, so you really have to play a little bit with the framing.
Yeah.
But the thing I really like about putting a frame around those little video snippets is now you got a place for text.
Yes. And, really on these verticals, there's this top of information that automatically comes across on the platforms and this bottom. So kind of the video in the middle, it works. It
Mm-hmm.
works.
It really does. And one of the things that I've found is because I'm not doing a lot. In the beginning, I was doing a lot of the videos. I was trying TikTok. That wasn't really working for me. And this is my year to give myself permission to say that platform isn't really doing it. The size video that I have found that I really like is the 4x5. Not a 4x4, but the 4x5.
Interesting.
It works beautifully on Instagram because
Okay.
you still put your video in the center,
Mm-hmm.
but it looks spectacular on Facebook, and that's the size LinkedIn is really appreciating right now. Because
Wow. Okay.
I was putting the standard YouTube video size, whatever that is, the 9x16.
Yeah.
I was putting that on LinkedIn and it doesn't love it as much. And the other thing is when you go with a 4, but when you crop your video down and it's a little bit taller and not as wide, it takes up more real estate in the news feed as they're scrolling on their phones.
I like it. I like it. So I've got another one where I'm reusing video. Do you have one?
Go ahead and you go and then I'll go.
So I'll tell you how I actually started video was because I hate to write. And so I actually started video to talk about a certain topic, and I was doing it once a month on a live platform. And then we would take that video and we'd actually make it into written content. So I'm reusing a video to make written content. Now I've since somewhat got over my I don't like to write, and I write first and then I do the live. But that's another way that I'm reusing video is by my voice.
Well, and the cool thing with that, when you transcribe your videos and you use that description on really on any of the platforms, one of the things that I have found on LinkedIn loves it. It's great on Instagram. And I don't think anybody reads anything on Facebook, but okay, whatever. But you take that longer content and you actually put it in the description of the video, and you get lots more engagement because some people will watch the video and some people will read what you have written. And then I also use that content on my website as part of the blog post.
So we take I'm throwing in another one, but you said the transcript, which led me to Dscript.
Oh, yeah.
And so, there's podcasts that we do, and we are taking little sound bites of the podcast and it creates a video. And we had been doing that for, the last couple of years. We've now taken that, though, and resized it into a reel format. And so we're reusing the video that we already created from the podcast, from the content.
It goes round in circles because, I'm going to go way back before you could put really video on social media. So 15, 16 years ago, one of the things that I know about myself is I think out loud. I created an entire business, earned a living writing, and I'm not a writer like you. It's not talking is my natural. And so I would go for a walk and I would just dictate ideas. And then I would get a transcript of that. Well, back then I was, giving it to somebody who would type it and transcribe it. And now I use Otter. And so now I have either these full videos or just little slices. And I would then turn those into blog posts. Well, now what I do is I turn it into a blog post and then I put it up on the screen and I record my video. And so it is, I don't read because that you can tell right away when I'm reading. I can see it in my eyes, you hear it in my voice, but it gives me that outline that I've talked through once. I've kind of thought about it,
right.
And then I record it.
Yeah. Yeah. Aren't you recording too, like video snippets for your podcast? Am I right?
Yeah, well, so I use Zencaster for my podcast, and I really like the audio quality. One of the things that they did is they added video. And
Mm,
so I get, along with the 2 audio tracks, I get 2 video tracks. And what's really nice is for my promo snippets, I take just my guest. I don't use my portion of the video at all, and I can just get this really nice 60-second snippet.
there you
And
go.
people really seem to like that. I keep thinking maybe I'll go to the longer video, but the truth is that I do a lot of editing to improve the sound quality of the podcast. And to do that same level of editing again to create video, I'm like, that's one of those where you have to make that decision. What is it that I'm really trying to do? And I
Yeah.
think for that particular product, for more than a few words, my audience is audio. The video is a nice teaser. It's a nice promo.
Right.
And I think you just, because you can go down a rabbit hole. And I think that's the other
Oh
thing.
yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
can spend a lot of time and really love what you're creating, but
It's not where things are today. It's more authentic. It's more on the fly. It's not overly edited. I like editing. I like sitting and playing with all that stuff, but we're not creating a television show here.
Mm-mm.
We're creating, now daily videos, perhaps, maybe just one video a week, like just get started and don't overthink it. Just whip out the phone. There's some editing tools on the app you can do, apps, outside apps. Let your marketing agency handle it. You got to create some sort of video content and then reuse it in multiple places.
which I'm going to maybe wrap here, but maybe do a little bit of a teaser for next week.
Mm-hmm.
As much as we love video and we've been using it for a really long time, some of the changes to the Facebook algorithm and the Instagram algorithm are advocating for even more
Yeah,
video.
we don't have a choice anymore. The reach that is now becoming available for that is, I'm an ads girl. I'm now an organic girl.
Who knew I could convert you?
I can do the organic now. Not that we weren't posting, but now I'm just like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah. And so next week, what we're going to talk about specifically is the changes in the Facebook algorithm and the fact that Facebook is trying to take the social out of social media.
All right. Well, take care.
We'll
Bye,
see you guys
guys.
next week. Sweet.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay,
All right. So do you want to record?